And the Joy Business Reporter 1 is brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. I'm Charles Ayitey with the details. 3 former diplomats in Africa have been shortlisted to head the Secretariat of the Continental Free Trade Agreement Commission. The exercise, which is expected to end this weekend, February 9, has no Ghanaian making it to the final list, despite we hosting the Secretariat. The successful candidate is expected to begin work on March this year in Accra, 4 months prior to the full implementation of the ACFTA. My colleague Ebenezer Sabote has been following this and has filed this report.
About 121 applicants were received for the topmost position of the CFTA Secretariat. 2 Ghanaians who made it during the application process could not advance after the second screening process that brought the number down to 30 earlier in the week. The 3 finalists are Cecilia Akintomide from Nigeria, Wamkele Mene from South Africa, and Faustin Luanga from the Republic of Congo. Cecilia Akintomide served as a former vice president of the African Development Bank and also a general secretary of the bank. Besides this, Cecilia is a practicing lawyer in Lagos State. 40-year-old South African Wamkele Mene served as the head of mission to the World Trade Organization for his country, South Africa. And the 3rd finalist is Democratic Republic of Congo's Faustina Luanga, with an over 20 years experience dealing with the diplomatic and economic relations, both on national and international platforms. Luanga has also been instrumental in the drafting of the Continental Free Trade Agreement as the country's representative on the board, adding his experience as senior economist at the World Trade Organization. The selection will be made and an official announcement will be issued by the Commissioner for Trade and Industry, Albert Muchanga, on Sunday, February 9. Ghana is losing out in the Secretary General position, but that will certainly not be the end of the road for the country, because there are going to be other portfolios that will be by appointments, and hosting a secretariat will be an easy way to get Ghanaians in some management positions. Ibn Sabote's report for Joy Business.
And you may want to stay with us for details on who turns out to be the Secretary General for the Continental Free Trade Agreement Commission here in Accra, Ghana. Away from that, economist Professor Bamboasen is asking governments to be prudent with the use of the Eurobond cash in order to meet all repayment obligations to investors. Government on Tuesday raised some $3 billion in London after a successful Eurobond roadshow. Professor Bamboasen, who spoke to Joy Business, warned government against being pressured to use the funds on election-related expenses.
Fiscal prudence is one of them, and the money that we are getting from the bond, how we use it. And indeed, if we use it for, productively, it will generate returns to be able to pay back. And that is the major decision that government needs to take. And because it involves some kind of, exchange rate, we need to look at our reserves. And then we don't have to also just use the reserve to do things that will not be able to generate returns to pay back. And that is one basic principle that I expect managers of the economy to take note of. Since we are getting the money from outside, we expect that the money will be invested in such a way that when it comes to getting the money back, we will not found wanting.
And that's economist Professor Bob Watt. And away from that, Managing Director of Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, Alexandra Martel, has debunked claims that private health insurance policies in Ghana are expensive and meant for those in the middle class. With just about 300,000 private health insurance clients since 2010, Managing Director of Cosmopolitan Health Insurance said her firm has adopted innovative ways of reaching out to the informal sector by, of course, partnering Vodafone to allow prospective clients buy covers as low as 5 cedis.
If it's for the rich, we wouldn't have come up with the masses in terms of the telcos, and look at the prices that were even mentioned. So as the mystification, the whole product itself has spoken for us. I don't think it's for the rich, because if in that innovation-wise attempt, as low as 5 cedis could be deducted.
And that was Managing Director of Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, Alexandra Martel. You're still listening to the Joy Business Report. Now, after 15 or 13 years of the city's redenomination, the Bank of Ghana issued high city denominations, being the 200 and 100 city notes, plus a 2 city coin, which has been in circulation since November last year. Public education since introduction, according to some, has been poor. Recently, issues of counterfeiting of the 100 and 200 city notes came up, with social media, especially Facebook, flooded with pictures of what is alleged to be a counterfeited 100 Ghana city notes. Well, in today's business journal, my colleague Alberto BC has been interacting with some traders on how familiar they are with the new denominations.
On the 29th of November last year, Ghana woke up to this big announcement from the Bank of Ghana.
The Bank of Ghana has introduced two new high denomination banknotes, a 100 Ghana Cedi banknote and a 200 Ghana Cedi banknote.
Just few months after the introduction of the new cedi denomination, reactions have been very interesting.
Hey, do you want to faint? I'm fainting.
Why are you fainting?
You are buying one, you have this money.
Yes.
Hey, collapse.
Sight some traders literally collapsing. These are some reactions I got as some traders revealed how conversant they are with the new cedi denomination.
I don't even have change. I don't have change.
100 cedis or 200 cedis. Are you going to sell to them or not?
I don't have change though, so they will go. They say scan. They get an enemy. I company and I pay the aba. My baby, who says 100 Ghana the aba. Scan the company man. Me nyansa. Yes, yes, this kind of crack. I did it. Me nyansa and this is an edinho.
She tells me it will be very difficult for her to change 100 cedi notes if I'm buying a mango of 10 Ghana cedis.
Mr. What are there 2 cedis? Now I'm 1 million.
She has also been telling me that she has seen some before, but people who approach her to buy her pepper, if she doesn't get change for them, she makes them go away. Another issue that has been on the minds of many is the use of counterfeiting. This is because social media recently became flooded with pictures showing 2 different specimens of 100 cedi notes. One looks counterfeited. Let's hear what the governor has to say about the alleged trend of counterfeiting.
I'm not sure that there are major problems with counterfeiting. I think there's been 1 or 2 sightings of the 100 cedi note without the watermark. Sometimes the printers do have such errors because of the automation of their processes. But from what we have seen, it's not significant. There's a few notes that have turned out to be defective.
This is shocking, right? But if I'm to ask you, what are the key features of the new cedi denomination? What will be your reaction?
This money, I don't like it at all. If it is fake, how am I going to know? Me, I don't know that whether it's fake or not. Sometimes they will give it to different people. They will not change because they are afraid whether it's fake. They don't know. It's a new money. They don't know whether it's new, it's fake or what. They don't know.
I don't think this sound before. The meaning of oil. What is this? This is oil or anointing oil.
They are the features that will make you identify them.
Oh, thank you. I've never seen some.
When you say Sikanchi, when you want, Nama who's seen womb, seen your short 2020 and some men who say, when you're
I can identify the authenticity of the money by the image of the president's staff in the 200 cedi note. The inscription of 2020 in the note is also an indication. But it will be very difficult for me to identify a counterfeit currency if I have a lot of customers around me. Interestingly, the Bank of Ghana noted it will ensure a vigorous campaign to educate individuals on their usage. But from these reactions, it is quite clear that aside people literally fainting and traders even threatening to send you away, the appreciation of the cedi high denomination among some traders is very low. Alberto BC reporting for Joy Business.
Well, and that's how we end this afternoon's edition of the Joy Business Report, reminding you that we are celebrating 25 years of media excellence. We are also reminding you that your only 24-hour news channel, Joy News, begins free-to-air broadcast from 6 p.m. You don't want to miss out on this one. Well, coming up next is the Locker Room with George Addo Jr. Do stay.